So guys, we are back with, once again, my favourite and least favourite video of the month. That is the Reddit reaction. It's always an interesting time coming over to Reddit. I don't really use it outside of these videos. And today I actually thought I'd do something different. We usually do the top post of the month, but because we actually got some decent news last week with the little video briefing that they did, I thought I'd actually just set it to be 1 week this time. So essentially the top posts of the week, just so that we have some more relevant stuff, because obviously it's been pretty quiet over the last 2 months or so. So I'd rather just keep this one a bit more relevant, I guess. Now, before we get into it, I do have to give a big shout out to my partners at Glitch Energy. They have got these shakers back in stock, and they also have glow in the dark ones, which I've actually ordered my own. They actually look absolutely sick. And on top of that, they've also just released 2 brand new flavors as well. So if you guys want to get some Glitch, be sure to head to glitchenergy.com, and if you use code Sammy at the checkout, you guys can get 25% off. But with that being said, let's hate life for about 20 minutes here. So we're going to go top posts of the week. From my point of view, the specialists are evil. We're not walking out. Star Wars meme has immediately grabbed me. I'm going to upvote that just because I'm a Star Wars fan. Maybe the most perfect use of a meme that I've seen in the time we've had since launch. So fair play, Reddit, you've done well. Specialists after they hear everyone's feedback. Why is this not playing? This filter, what the hell quality is that, mate? That is the worst quality. Is it actually my quality, or is it? Nah, his video is just terrible. What? What the hell? Anyway, that's not a bad meme. One new map and in 1 year after release. Congrats, DICE and EA. Look what your ancestors were able to deliver. Now, this one, I'm kind of on the fence with this whole topic. I've seen this talked about quite a bit. In the same time, well, not in the same time, because this would be by here. So in the first year, Battlefield 4 had 20 maps in DLC plus the, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it had 30 maps within the first year. And so I get that looks absolutely terrible for this game. And it is. This game has obviously not launched well. On the other side of it, I actually kind of disagree with it, because gaming changes so rapidly. Like, this was about 10 years ago, and 10 years before that, games actually just launched completely finished, and they had every map straight out of the box, and they had probably the same amount of maps as this in, you know, a lot of those old shooters. I remember GoldenEye in the late 90s or early 2000s. That game had 30 maps just at launch. So I actually remember memes from back in these days when the whole EA meme started of pay $20 to unlock the next part. And I remember people complaining when this was happening, saying, oh, I remember back in the day when the games used to launch with everything, and now we've got to pay for DLC, blah, blah, blah. So the same people who were complaining that, you know, this is the better method, they at that time were probably complaining that the old way was the better method. So I don't necessarily agree with this. Gaming just changes so quickly that obviously the quality of games these days, well, obviously Battlefield 4 is a higher quality game, but I mean the way that they're designed these days, the engine and everything, it's all so much more advanced than it was back then. But then they've also kind of caught up to that. The games are at the highest quality they kind of can be right now. The technology isn't progressing as fast as it used to, and they've kind of caught up to the technology. So it doesn't quite work the same way that these people are, you know, making it out to be, because things just aren't the same 10 years ago. And like I said, if they were, then by that logic, Battlefield 4 had a terrible live service. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I do get where it's coming from, and it makes it look terrible. And it kind of has been, it definitely has been a terrible start for this game. But if anyone was coming into this game expecting to have 4 maps per season, I don't know what to tell you. A game like Call of Duty, for example, that game used to have 4 DLC maps per DLC pack, I guess they were called back then. They were every 3 months, so there was 4 maps every 3 months. Now it is 2 maps every 3 months. And just for context, the Call of Duty maps, both maps per season would probably fit within 1/4 of the smallest 2042 map. So again, it's just not the same. People always love to use comparisons that suit their little agenda, but at the end of the day, it makes it look a lot worse than it actually is. If we get 1 map per season, considering most maps take 6 to 12 months to create, if we get 1 per season, I think that's more than reasonable. It sucks that we can't get more. I'm not disagreeing with that, but anyone who expected to get 3 to 4 maps per season, you have no idea how game design works. As simple as that. Boris Gump. Oh my god. He's sitting there with his freaking turret as well. What the hell? This sub in a nutshell. It can't be that easy. Battlefield 2042 bad meme. It is that easy. That is exactly why I don't check Reddit, because it is a cesspool. Putting down some campers. Let me expand this for the boys because she's a bit zoomed out. Oh, that looks so satisfying. With the pistol too, that's a big... Yeah, hit him with the teabag, my guy. Love to see it. The AI are a bunch of sadistic fucks who enjoy people bleeding out. I feel like I've seen this one. Oh my. Hit him with the res, mate. Wow. That's happened to me actually, but the bot actually tried to revive me and it got me to like the end and then it would let me go, and it just did that like 5 times. Sadistic bots. Battlefield 2042 be like, what the fuck, man? I already shot that. Not wrong. And it's also like that person shooting at the same person as well on the other team. Compare their plans back then with plans today. Mate, you're using... Ah, Jesus. This is the reason why I'm not that big a fan of leakers, because this dude, Tom Henderson, he just tweets, and don't get me wrong, he obviously has inside sources, he knows a lot of stuff that he obviously knows people, but he gets a lot of stuff wrong, like a lot of stuff wrong. He's probably batting less than 500. So essentially anything he tweets, like this is compare their plans when it was just this guy is essentially just a random dude tweeting it. Like, that's why I can't stand leakers, because people just blindly believe them. If they get 1 out of every 3 tweets correct, people just believe everything they say. He's been wrong on that many things about this game that proves he doesn't know everything. So I'm not even going to bother reading the rest of that, because this guy just blindly believes a leaker who has been wrong fairly consistently. Meanwhile, at DICE headquarters. Okay, repeat after me. I love this meme format. Battlefield specialists need to go. Battlefield specialists need to go. They're bad and don't make sense. They're bad and don't make sense. Now say it all together. Add beards to McKay and make Boris look like Stallone. Oh, that's good. Shit. I'm a big fan of Friends, so that meme cracks me up. Not good enough. We know it's not good enough, and we know we need to keep doing more. On the 10th of September, it will be 20 years since the release of 1942. You had 20 years to perfect the core experience of the Battlefield multiplayer shooter, yet you still get the basic parts wrong. This is, again, something that people clearly do not understand game design. You don't just repeat the same game every time, unless you want to be Call of Duty. And look at that. That game has gone so rapidly downhill. It still sells really well, but that game is absolute arse these days. And the reason is they have not innovated whatsoever. It is literally like a DLC. Like, Vanguard is essentially a DLC of like World at War. It's no different. And I think the thing that Battlefield has always done well is innovate and change things. Obviously with this one, completely agree, they went way too far from the beaten path, and so it makes it look like they just had no idea what they're doing. But they always, every single game, look at Battlefield 1, that game could have been an absolute disaster because it was so different from the rest. Luckily it panned out really well, and they nailed what they needed to nail, so that game turned out really well. Battlefield 1 could have easily been as hated as this game because it went so drastically far from Battlefield 4. And so, yeah, again, I don't really agree with that one, because just because they've been making it for 20 years doesn't mean they're just... It's not like they just make the same one every time. They got Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 really good, obviously. They got those to a really good spot. Imagine if the last 3 that we had gotten were just Battlefield 5, 6, and 7 that were exact copies of Battlefield 3 and 4. Because Battlefield 4, that was essentially a copy of Battlefield 3. It was not that much different. That one time was fine, but imagine if every game was just a very slight variation, just the same as FIFA, and people complain that that's not different enough. So couldn't disagree more with that one. Now, if the next game sucks, then I will slightly agree with this, that they have had 20 years of experience. They should know how to correct it from here. But yeah, they are not going to make the same game every year. That's not how it works. A glimpse of the original by Temporal. Oh, no way. This is from the leaked video that we never actually saw. We saw a picture of it. Holy shit. Is the map actually the same? Looks pretty different, actually. Oh, maybe not. No, that part here looks pretty different. I don't think that's there, is it? This obviously looks similar, but... And it's obviously just a cinematic anyway, but that's meant to. These aren't even drones. They're just the condors. I actually thought they were drones in the I think there you go. That's interesting. I've never seen that. I've just seen the pictures of it drawn. Very, very interesting. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for another Reddit reaction. Next month we'll be back on r/Battlefield, and I'll probably just do the monthly one again. But I just thought this week, because we got a bit of news, that I'd stick to the 1 week. So keen to hear thoughts on the different talking points throughout the video. Make sure to leave those down in the comments. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.